A standing actor puis horrible makeup and preparé for a scene. But he had a stomach ache right after the makeup was applied, so he had to go to the toilet first. When he finished, he realized he didn't have any pepper. He heard someone in the stall and asked to borrow some pepper. The man quickly gave him half of the pepper. But when the man reached out, he realized it's too far away to reach. The actor offered to wait for the man to finish weeping before giving him some more. But the man said he had to squat for another half an hour. The actor was in a hurry to get back to the movie, so he got up to get it. But the white makeup on his face became more and more horrible under the light of the cell phone. The man froze in fear on the spot. He didn't realize that ghosts have to poop and wipe their ass afterward. When he regained his senses, he ran away in a panic. This scared the actor. His cell phone fell into the sewer. At that moment, the director called. He could only shake off the water on his cell phone and pick it up with his nose pinched. The director urged him to come back to the movie, but with the phone's microphone in the water, the director couldn't hear what he said. The crew could only come out to look for him. As soon as they left the house, there was lightning and thunder outside. Luckily, they soon spotted the actor and ran toward him. But no matter how much they shouted, the actor wouldn't turn around. The man kicked him into the room. Then they began to criticize him. Where have you been in the middle of the night? At that moment, the man's phone rang and he said, I'm in the toilet. It was a call from the actor. The man was dumbfounded. The man next to him was puzzled and took the phone.
喂，
报他，我在厕所呀。
The man's eyes widened in horror. The actor is still in the restroom. And who is this? The actress needs to shoot a scene where she's flying on a wire. But she's lying on the railing and won't move because she's afraid of heights. The height made her leg weak. The director didn't want to waste time and said, if you can't do it, I'll replace you. The woman instantly lost all her problem and bravely flew through the air. But when she landed, her feet slipped. The cable slipped and threw her out of the air. Her leg twitched a few times and stopped moving. The young actor playing a supporting role next to her screamed in horror. The director esteemed panicked and rushed to pull the woman down and carry her to the ambulance to take her to the hospital. I took the woman's life and death are unknown, but it would be a waste of money for the crew to stop work for a day. So the director found a standing actor to take her place. That is how the scene happened just now, and the woman passed away, but the crew hadn't gotten the news yet. Everything was ready and waiting for the standing to come back and continue filming. But then the woman appeared on the set. The director was pleasantly surprised. He thought the woman was only slightly injured and it wouldn't affect the shooting. He asked the makeup artist to fix the woman's makeup, and planned to let her continue filming. But the woman's expression remained straight. The two supporting actors who watched the ranging were uneasy. They called their colleagues who went to the hospital to inquire about the situation. The co-worker sadly told them. They were shocked but couldn't believe it. Because the person was right in front of their eyes. But when they saw Olive's family crying in pain, they believed it. They unconsciously looked at the woman. The woman felt something and slowly straightened up to look at her. The two hurriedly told the director about the situation. The director thought they were too timid to make a horror movie, but they learned to scare themselves. The actress was hanging from a wire to shoot a horror movie. Suddenly when she landed, her feet slipped and she was strangled by the wire. But not long after she was sent to the hospital, she came back to the scene. The director thought she wasn't hurt and was ready to let her continue filming. But the actor in the crew contacted their colleague who went to the hospital, and learned that the woman had already passed away. They told the director. But the director didn't believe them and asked them to continue filming. The woman's hand slowly rested on the man's shoulder, and her face kept moving closer and closer. This scared the men to tears. They fell to the ground in fear and kept backing away. But the woman suddenly raised her head and crawled toward them with a wide smile on her face. The two men were scared shitless. They couldn't even cry out for help. But the woman's hand is getting closer and closer. The director showed in excitement and stopped. He praised their acting skill. But before he could finish his praise, they couldn't hold it in any longer and were so scared that they broke down the door and ran out.
他俩疯了。
入戏了，这就叫入戏了。
They ran for their lives and in no time they were far away. When they calmed down, they felt it was not right to leave the crew behind. There were so many lives. In the end, they decided to go back to save them. They told the director again that the woman was dead. They even took out the shower record with their colleague. But the director still didn't believe them. In all his years of making horror movies, he had never seen anyone become a ghost. But then the woman suddenly flew up into the sky. The director saw it and praised the actress. She was afraid of heights, but now she's not afraid of flying so high. But the assistant soon realized something was wrong. Because there was no wire on the woman and she flew toward them.